Hey everybody, this is Mike at Plus 8 Precision. This is a little bit different format than I normally do. We just got back recently from our family vacation to visit our son down in South Carolina, where we traveled a lot on some very back roads back in the forest areas, in the national parks and the county parks, state parks. Just doing some hiking and some sightseeing. Well, I believe South Carolina is 700 miles, maybe 800 miles from our home each way. And we didn't have any problems out of our Tahoe. Then we came back home and went over to see our daughter, and the truck failed to start. Now, mind you, we didn't have any problems during the entire trip. And we were, as I said, in some pretty back road areas. So for a vehicle 2018 to not start was pretty disheartening. You know, you pay good money for vehicles and you want them to start consistently, and that's kind of why we went on the vacation and did everything we did. I guess the blessing to be said is that it happened after we got home, and we were just a mere 20 miles from our house at my daughter's. So, you know, right away, the symptoms were, and I didn't get any video of that, but you put your key in the ignition, turn the ignition, and you just get the click. Pretty reminiscent of a dead battery. No reason for the battery to go dead, though, on a 2-year-old vehicle. So we tried to give it a jump. Still nothing. Click, click, click. You know, the gauges and everything just reset themselves. So I was going to get prepared and figured I'd pull the starter out and take it up to the auto parts store and get it tested, as I'm sure most people would, or take it to the dealership. But you know, that takes time too to get it into the dealer. So I figured I'd just see what it would be, what kind of detective work or troubleshooting I could do without getting the dealership involved at this time. So I guess for starters, no pun intended, the starter is on the passenger side of the vehicle, in the traditional place near the flywheel. This is a GM vehicle. It's obviously things have been updated, but it's a standard starter, much like any others from the previous 30 years. So we had OnStar come out and they double checked that the battery was fully charged, and they wouldn't do any other diagnostic work here at our house, but they would do that. So we did do that, make sure the battery was charged. Here's a look at the battery. There's the positive, and there's the negative. And this is just a bunch of power wires going to different circuits within the vehicle. So in order to get the battery out, you got to take this tie bar off, you got to take this stuff off, you got to take the cables off, you got to pop the battery out. Lots of work. So I was prepared to do it, but I was hoping to find another way. So here we're looking at the right front tire, and you got the wheel well, which I think there is probably a 25 little screws to get that out. But I took it out, took the tire off, had it up on jack stands in order to be able to get in there and get a look at the starter. Oh, let's see if I can get you a shot of some of the way back in there is where the starter's at. But there's a good ground here. Somewhere in this area here behind this shield, I wanted to double check the ground. Since we were driving up in the mountains and we were in some rain, you never know, things could get corroded. So I took this whole shroud out, had that out, had the tire off, put the tire back on, put everything away for the night, and was going to get ready to yank the starter out the following day when I got home from work. But I'm going to show you what ultimately solved this problem. And I would suggest it for you, if you are having the same issue, to double check this first before you take anything apart. It's a very odd thing, very unsuspected, and it's been several days now with I don't know how many starts and stops and restarts that my wife has done. You guys know. And it's not failed to start yet. So I'm going to show you what I did. Alright, here we are on the interior of the car, driver's side. And hopefully I'll be able to get this off and show you. But here on this side of the dash, on the driver's side, is the fuse panel, fuse cover. So you just kind of go through and unsnap. Again, it's pretty tough. Let me stop the video and I'll get this cover off. Alright, so a little bit of swearing, I got it. But here we go, we take the cover off. You can see the fuse panel down there. Here's the fuse legends, what goes where, some extra fuses, fuse pliers, etc, etc, etc. So you go through and you figure out what's going where. Well, even that wasn't needed to do. That was a waste of my time. Because what I did, every single one of these fuses that you see here was loose. I don't mean loose like shaking, but they were pulled out. Not all the way. And I'm just demonstrating here. They were pulled out. And every one of these was like that. I just pushed them all in. Just, you know, hey, what the hell, right? The thing's not starting, so it can't hurt it. I pushed every one of them in, turned the key, and it started up. Just like it had before in the past 2 years that we've owned this vehicle. No problem. So did these fuses work their way loose? Or is that just the way the manufacturing is, that they're not pushed all the way in to a seated position? And through our travels of up and down in the back mountains and the dirt roads and everything, shook one of these loose that has to go to the starter relay, which you can find which one it is right here on this little legend if we looked, which I believe is 36, but I pushed them all in and it started up. No issues whatsoever. And I will start it now. See? I didn't think about making a video until I realized that the fix was so simple. And I decided that I would make a video and hopefully it would help somebody out. Again, this ain't my normal platform. You know, normally I'm doing machine shop stuff and repairing machinery, but you know, if you're on the side of the road right now, this is the quickest thing you can do. Check your fuses. Well, I hope you guys liked the video. Hope you liked the simple help tip. Sorry it's not more dramatic, or I caught all the stuff that I did prior to pushing in the fuses, but I never took the starter off, never took a starter wire off. We charged the battery and checked the grounds, and that's all I did beforehand. And after doing those things, the vehicle still didn't start. It only started after I pushed all these fuses back in. So this is Mike with Plus 8 Precision. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I do work on my own vehicles, so maybe, you know, I'll post more if this video gets any views. I'll post some more of the stuff that I do. So again, hopefully you like the video. Please subscribe if you already haven't. Give a thumbs up, give a thumbs down, leave a comment. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.